Rural+Fool+Divine Doctor+Farming+Cultivation+Getting rich, Wang Dazhuang, a college student from Taohua Village, was beaten into a fool by the village bully due to a dispute over his ancestral home. I went to the mountains to collect medicine for my beautiful sister. Law, but accidentally ran into the village chief's good deed and fell into a waterfall. I gained a Qilin physique and passed on the tradition of medical immortality. From now on, we will embark on a path of counterattack, helping villagers punish bullies and leading them to become prosperous. Chapter 1. Spring by the River. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Let's put our brains here first. This is a story of a parallel world. In the summer of July, Taohua Village is very hot and dry. A beautiful widow, in the courtyard of Chuntao, she is 1.8 meters tall and working hard. Dazhuang, be gentle, even if you have a lot of energy, you can't be so neat. My sister. Law is fine, she's big and strong. She just has energy. Wang Dazhuang smiled foolishly and carried a bucket of water, pouring it into the bathtub. Then Dazhuang went back and forth several times, pouring the big bucket more than half full. This big guy really has a bit of strength, but unfortunately he's a fool. The plump and beautiful little widow Chuntao couldn't help but feel a wave of regret and restlessness as she looked at her strong and sturdy body like an ox. Both of them are hard-working people. Dazhuang was originally one of the few outstanding college students in the village, but after graduation, he returned to the village to visit his parents. Unfortunately, due to the dispute over the ancestral home, I was beaten into a fool by the village bully and my mother was knocked unconscious. My father had a broken leg, and the whole family was driven to live in an old house by the village, living a very poor life. Chuantao's fate was even worse. Her parents had already passed away early, and through someone's introduction, she married Gangzi, who was adopted by Taohua Village. Gangzi is kind-hearted and honest, while Chuntao does not seek great wealth or wealth, just for the sake of being down-to-earth. The hemp rope can be broken in small details, and misfortune can only find those who suffer. On his wedding night, Gangzi died of a sudden heart attack before entering his bridal chamber due to drinking fake wine. As the saying goes, there is a lot of trouble in front of the widow's door. In order to avoid gossip in the village, Chuntao moved to an old house by the village. Coincidentally, they are neighbors of Wang Dazhuang because Dazhuang is a fool, and Chuntao is very confident in him. I often ask Wang Dazhuang for help with work and also cook something delicious for him. Dazhuang may not seem foolish, but he looks very handsome and strong, winning the heart of Chuntao. Dazhuang, take a break when you're tired. My sister. Law will give you some food below. Looking at her strong and robust chest, Chuntao couldn't help but clap her hand and pretend to go to the kitchen to cook. No need, sister. Law. Dazhuang grabbed Chuantao's little hand, and Chuantao's pretty face blushed with embarrassment. You idiot, what are you doing with so much strength? It's making my sister. Law hurt. Chuntao rubbed her arm and thought to herself, this fool is always indifferent. Hee, sister. Law is so beautiful, bye. Wang Dazhuang looked at him with a silly smile. You idiot, you know you're pretty, don't you just know how to work? The spring peach gave a melancholic white and strong glance. I have been very proactive several times, but this fool doesn't understand anything and just knows how to make a silly laugh. You rest, I'll give you food below. Chuntao is going to the kitchen again. Dazhuang doesn't eat noodles. Dazhuang pulled the spring peach back and said foolishly, Dazhuang is not tired, he can still work. Big and strong, he stood up and walked to the well, picked up the last bucket of water, walked into the house, and poured it into the wooden bucket. The conditions in Taohua Village are rudimentary, it's midsummer, and the courtyard walls are low. Chuntao can only take a shower in the inner room. Let's take a shower, sister. Law. The water is ready. Dazhuang chuckled and said, I'll guard the door for my sister. Law to prevent bad people. You idiot, you have quite a heart. Chun Tao gave a big push and turned to walk towards the inner room. Dazhuang smiled foolishly and stood at the door, like a door god. Chun Tao walked into the wooden barrel. The cold well water did not wash away the dryness and heat of the spring peach, but instead made her heart more chaotic. Dazhuang, come and rub your sister-in-law's back. Chun Tao's mind turned and she called Dazhuang into the room. Dazhuang used to study medicine. Although she was foolish, she didn't forget the massage techniques, which made her very comfortable. Hey! Without hesitation, Dazhuang walked in and appeared behind the wooden barrel. A pair of big hands were placed on the white and tender back, involuntarily landing on the acupoints. With a press, Chun Tao felt the fatigue of the day disappear a lot. Chun Tao grabbed her strong hand and said, "The towel is over there." Dazhuang remained motionless, his gaze fixed on the back of Chun Tao, and he murmured, "My sister-in-law has fire bumps on her back. Dazhuang has a way to treat them, there are herbs on the mountain." Hee hee. Chun Tao sneered and said, "You idiot, you're quite thoughtful. You want to treat my sister-in-law's fire bumps. Don't you know how this hot lump came about? If you weren't a fool, you would have cured your sister-in-law long ago. Hurry up and rub my back. Once it's done, my sister-in-law will make dumplings for you." "No, I'm going to go pick medicine for my sister-in-law and treat her fire bumps." Dazhuang turned around and left, without even giving Chun Tao a chance to speak. "Hey! Come back, come back!" Chun Tao quickly shouted, but Dazhuang had already rushed out. He was 1.8 meters tall, taking 2 steps to support others, and soon disappeared. This fool, how can I use medicinal herbs to treat a lump of fire? Chun Tao felt inexplicably lost in her heart, and could only take a bath alone. The reason why Taohua Village is called Taohua Village is because of the peach blossom mountain behind it. Taohua Mountain is a primitive forest with abundant resources, including many precious herbs and poisonous insects and beasts. Dazhuang often plays in the mountains and is quite familiar with the terrain here. It wasn't long before he found a herbal place to treat fire bumps. White frost grass, treating sister-in-law, hee hee. Dazhuang scratched his head and searched along a stretch of river water. Below this river is a waterfall, and the herbs are next to the waterfall. Just a few steps away, 2 people appeared by the river. Dazhuang recognized at a glance that it was Lu Jianshan, the village chief, and Xiangcao, the wife of the village bully Zhang Dahu. The village chief is thin, and at first glance, he does a lot of bad things at night. Vanilla has a pair of apricot blossom eyes, and its gaze keeps wandering. At first glance, it is not the master of tranquility. But the vanilla has grown a beautiful skin bag, just like a fox spirit. Both of them threw their clothes by the river and looked around stealthily in the river. "Village chief, is this okay? There really won't be anyone coming." Xiangcao was a bit scared. "Don't worry, this place is so far from the village. Who would come here unless it's a fool?" Lu Jianshan impatiently nagged. "Then be gentle, I'm afraid of pain." Vanilla let out a sigh. "I understand, I still don't want you to worry, I can't bear to hurt you." The village chief gave a wicked smile. "Oh, village chief, you're lying." Xiangcao grabbed the village chief's arm with force. "Village chief, what game are you playing here? It's so fun." Dazhuang chuckled and appeared behind them. "Sleeping slot." The village chief and Xiangcao were startled and quickly squatted into the water. "Oh my, village chief, didn't you say there was no one around?" Vanilla was so scared that she buried her head. If this were to reach Zhang Dahu's ear, it would still tear her apart. "It's okay, it's that fool Wang Dazhuang, he doesn't know anything." Seeing that it was strong, the 2 of them felt relieved. "I'm fishing with your vanilla sister-in-law. What are you doing here? Hurry up and play on the side." The village chief impatiently drove Dazhuang away. Catching fish, Dazhuang also wants to catch fish. Wang Dazhuang tore off his clothes and pretended to go into the water. Touch your master, get out of here. The village chief was in a hurry, he was just scaring Dazhuang, and besides, the two of them were not dressed yet. If you don't touch it, then don't touch it. What's so fierce? Wang Dazhuang was so frightened that he retreated repeatedly. Village chief, hurry up and let this fool go. It's so big, it looks scary. What are you afraid of, a big fool? See how I treat him. The village chief walked up to the shore and said, Dazhuang, you really want to catch fish? I'll take you there to catch more fish. There are many fish, good. Dazhuang followed the village chief to the edge of the waterfall. Dazhuang, see what you see. There's the most fish there. Hurry up and catch it. Once you catch it, I'll grill the fish for you. The village chief pointed to the place with the strongest water flow. Okay, grilled fish. Without saying a word, Dazhuang jumped into the water. At this moment, the village chief's eyes flashed with a hint of malice, lifted a stone, and smashed it at the big head. Oh my! Dazhuang let out a scream, fainted, and fell down the waterfall. Village chief, you won't kill him, will you? Vanilla is a bit scared. Death is just right, no one will know about our affairs after death. Stop talking nonsense and get down to business now. The village chief was pushing and shoving, completely neglecting the important matters. Dazhuang fainted and went downstream, diving into the water below. But he didn't die, instead he was washed into a cave. When he woke up, Dazhuang felt a headache and was wandering aimlessly in the cave. Accidentally, he walked up to a strange pattern and with a buzzing sound, the light shone brightly, causing Dazhuang to faint. A strange sound faintly heard rang in Dazhuang's mind. Young man, break into my Tai Chi Dr. Immortal's Qilin ancient formation, and you are my successor. To obtain my inheritance, I need to first give you a Qilin physique, as strong as a Qilin. Take it on. Chapter 2. Village Tyrant Zhang Erhu. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A grand voice echoed in Dazhuang's mind. Not long after, Dazhuang woke up from his coma and saw the Qilin tattoo on his chest. There is also a palm-sized gourd hanging on my chest, with a Tai Chi pattern on it. Buzz. The brain suddenly roared, followed by a massive stream of information appearing in the mind. Kid, if we inherit it, we must punish evil and promote good, help the world and save the people, and never act recklessly. Returning to normal, Dazhuang telepathizes to his mind, using Tai Chi Zhenju, Tai Chi Shenzhen, Yin Yang Tian Yen, Tai Chi Shenhu, what's wrong with me? Wang Dazhuang suddenly felt an inexplicable force inside his body, punching the stone wall in front of him. Boom! With a loud explosion, a half-meter deep pit was blasted out. How did I become so powerful? Oh, I seem to remember everything from the past. Images came to mind one by one. These bastards have caused so much harm to my whole family. I will definitely not spare you. The despicable village chief, who always uses herbs, pushed me down, clearly trying to kill me. Wait for me, I won't spare you all. Wang Dazhuang thought and walked outside the cave. Because of his inheritance, he was able to absorb spiritual energy, and his physique underwent earth-shattering changes, easily swimming out of the water. 100-meter-high stone wall, Wang Dazhuang jumped several times before jumping onto the waterfall. At this moment, the sky had already darkened and the village chief and Vanilla had already left. Let's get some herbs for spring peach first. Dazhuang picked a few white frost grasses and rushed back to the village. Along the way, Dazhuang encountered many small animals and was amazed to find that he could understand animal language. After investigation, it was discovered that it was due to a change in Qilin constitution. Dazhuang was overjoyed and his speed increased significantly. Soon, he saw the shadow of Taohua Village. Spring Peach family. After taking a shower, Chun Tao waited for a long time without waiting for Wang Dazhuang, feeling a bit worried. This fool, he couldn't have gone somewhere else to play. There are many wild beasts in the mountains and forests, he shouldn't let them eat. In the scorching summer, Chun Tao only wore a small vest, holding a fan and fanning the cool breeze. Worried about his safety, he paced back and forth in the room in a hurry. It's too hot this day. Chun Tao saw that Dazhuang had never returned, so she simply took off her shirt and fanned it up. This fool, if he doesn't come back so late, he must be playing somewhere else. Forget it, wait a minute. What's the danger of him being a fool? Thinking about it, Chun Tao lay on the cool mat, ready to turn off the lights and sleep. Creak. Suddenly, the door made a sound. Dazhuang, is that you? How did you come back? I'm so worried about you. Chun Tao quickly pulled on her vest and put it on, walking out of the room. Xiao Tao, why are you looking for that fool? I'm your second tiger brother. A burst of colorful laughter rang out, and Zhang Erhu, who was drunk, burst in. Chun Tao was immediately shocked and cursed angrily, Zhang Erhu, you bastard, why are you coming to my house? Get out. Chun Tao panicked and retreated in fear. You and me are the only ones in the room. Who are you talking about? Gongzi has been dead for so long, don't you think? Such a good farmland cannot be abandoned. Second brother, this time he has shown kindness and watered your land. Zhang Erhu rushed up and hugged Chun Tao. Go water your damn ground, let go of me, or I'll call someone else. Chun Tao struggled hard, but she was a man's opponent and couldn't break free at all. Zhang Erhu's mouth full of smoke and alcohol made Chun Tao feel nauseous. Call someone, who are you calling? This is outside the village, just Wang Dazhuang's family. Wang Fugue is a cripple, Zhang Chunyi is a vegetative, and Wang Dazhuang is a fool. Who do you expect to save you? I miss you night and night, just follow me. Zhang Erhu became increasingly excited, and his big hands began to swim around. Think of your mother. Chun Tao is also fierce, just kicking Xiao Zhang Erhu. Oh my. Zhang Erhu let out a scream and jumped up inside the room. You scumbag, dare to kick me and see what I'm doing to you today. Zhang Erhu became anxious and threw the spring peach onto the bed. You little widow, you still want to fight me. Is your second brother a vegetarian? Zhang Erhu pounced on the spring peach with a wicked tiger attack. Help, help. Chun Tao shouted loudly. Woo woof. Man man. But only the sound of dogs and sheep barking came. Shout it out, even if you break your throat, no one will save you. Zhang Erhu grabbed his vest and forcefully withdrew. Gollum. At this pull, Zhang Erhu suddenly widened his eyes. Grass, with such a great figure, it's a pity that it's abandoned. Zhang Erhu laughed wildly and tore off his shirt, revealing his thin upper body, which was not as strong as his large body. At this moment, Dazhuang walked back and happened to hear the voice of Chun Tao calling for help. In a hurry, my eyes turned blue and I walked through the wall to see the movement inside. It's Zhang Erhu, this beast. Wang Dazhuang quickly rushed in. Let go of Sister Spring Peach. Wang Dazhuang shouted angrily, and Zhang Erhu stopped. Who should I be? It turns out you're a big fool, get out of here. Zhang Erhu saw that it was Wang Dazhuang and felt relieved. He was not afraid of a fool. Dazhuang, help me, help me. Chun Tao saw a life-saving straw and quickly called for help. Bastard, can he be a fool to save you? What are you thinking? Zhang Erhu pretended that Dazhuang was not around and started again. Hey, but as he opened his mouth, he suddenly felt himself floating up. Turning his head, he saw that Dazhuang had lifted him up. Zhang Erhu's weight of over 140 pounds in Dazhuang's hands was like a chick. Big fool, hurry up and let me go, or I'll kill you. Zhang Erhu believed that Dazhuang dared not do anything to him. Kill me, I'll kill you. Dazhuang was too lazy to talk nonsense and threw Zhang Erhu out. Bang bang. Zhang Erhu burst out the door and was thrown 7 or 8 meters away. He fell heavily on the ground and took a bite of dirt. Dazhuang was also surprised, only then did he realize that he had not controlled his strength well. Oh my waist. Zhang Erhu worked hard to get up, but unexpectedly, Wang Dazhuang dared to take action. You idiot, dare to hit me, I'll kill you. Zhang Erhu picked up the pole and rushed up. Dazhuang, be careful. Chuntao covered her body and quickly reminded her. You should know that Dazhuang was tricked by Zhang Erhu and his group, and accidentally became a fool. If you still want to hit me, go to your master's house. Dazhuang dodged and kicked Zhang Erhu. The pole shattered, and Zhang Erhu flew out of the courtyard wall in one fell swoop. The fall was even worse now, with blood spat out from the mouth, and I was so scared that I didn't turn my head back, so I got up and ran. Damn it, a fool's strength is great. Zhang Erhu turned his head and cursed angrily, you wait, I will definitely not let you go. Zhang Erhu limped and left here in a disheveled state. Dazhuang, how did you come back? Chuntao felt a moment of injustice and threw herself into Dazhuang's arms. Sister-in-law, come on, I'll give you some treatment. Wang Dazhuang returned to normal, looking embarrassed and pushed Chuntao out. You idiot, why are you so shy about me? It's not like you've never hugged me before. Chuntao smiled shyly and threw her vest onto the bed, revealing her back. Anyway, Dazhuang is a fool and won't go out and talk nonsense when he sees him. He is very confident. Fire bumps are on my back, I can't catch them. You can wipe them off for me. Sister-in-law, isn't this suitable? Dazhuang has returned to normal, but still feels a bit shy. You idiot, why are you ashamed? My sister-in-law doesn't mind it. What are you afraid of? Hurry up, sister-in-law has scratched through the lump of fire, it's really uncomfortable. Chuntao lay on the bed, gesturing for Dazhuang to hurry up. Helpless, Dazhuang had to personally grind the herbs and slowly apply them to the spring peaches. Dazhuang, if you hit Zhang Erhu, he may not give up easily and will definitely cause you trouble. It's okay, he's here, I'll keep hitting him. Wang Dazhuang quickly wiped it off. You idiot, don't even say you really have some skills, your back is really not itchy anymore. Chuntao grabbed her strong hand and said, Fool, you've cured the bumps on my sister-in-law's back and also the bumps in my heart. Chapter 3. Sheep breeding captured. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wang Dazhuang didn't know why, so he quickly withdrew his hand. Sister-in-law, what do you mean? Wang Dazhuang quickly lowered his head and dared not look directly at Chuntao. Spring Peach gazed affectionately at Dazhuang, and suddenly the small house was filled with spring. After returning to a normal person, Dazhuang couldn't bear this temptation. More importantly, with the blessing of Qilin blood, his masculinity became stronger. Didn't you say my sister-in-law is beautiful? She has a more beautiful side, you don't want to see it. Speaking, Chuntao leaned in. Don't. Wang Dazhuang flashed, and the spring peach pounced empty. Gangzi is my best brother, I can't do anything wrong to him. Sister-in-law, I still need to go back and feed the sheep. It's getting late, I'll leave first. Wang Dazhuang turned around and left, quickly escaping from the Chuntao family. This fool, how did he become normal when speaking today? Chuntao curiously stared at Wang Dazhuang's back. Do you know how to feed his father sheep? Wait, his appearance, is he okay? He's not a fool anymore. So I just. Thinking of this, Chuntao blushed and shyly covered her little face. Oh my, I lost my life. What makes Dazhuang think of me? On the other side. After Dazhuang returned home, he saw his father Wang Fugue, who was limping and cleaning in the sheep pen. Dad, let me come tomorrow. Wang Dazhuang became very sensible. Mm. Wang Fugue responded conditionally and then suddenly reacted. Discovering that Dazhuang had lost his previous dullness and had turned into a normal expression, he was smiling at him. Dazhuang, why don't you look foolish? Wang Fugue moved to the edge of the sheep pen. Mm. Dazhuang said, I went to the mountains to pick herbs for my sister. In La Chuntao, ate a magical herb, and then it healed. I also dreamed that an old man with a white beard taught me magical medicine, and I could also cure your leg. In order to convince Wang Fugue, Dazhuang made up a reason. It's really fake, there's still such divine grass on the mountain. Anyway, it's always a good thing that you're doing well. Wang Fugue didn't think too much and turned around to clean the sheep pen again. Dad, be careful. The mutation suddenly occurred, and the only black ram in the sheep pen collided with Wang Fugue. The ram is very robust and was bought by Wang Fugue through borrowing money. The incident suddenly occurred, and Dazhuang couldn't even save him in time. Fortunately, Wang Fugue dodged quickly enough, and the black sheep collided with the wall. However, even so, he was still swept by the black sheep and fell to the ground. Dad! Wang Dazhuang flipped over and entered the sheepfold, quickly helping Wang Fugue up. Man, the black sheep turned around again and was about to collide with Dazhuang. Get lost! Dazhuang's expression turned cold, and the Qilin bloodline erupted. The black sheep immediately knelt down in fear, while the other 6 sheep also knelt down. What's going on? Wang Fugue was filled with curiosity. It's okay, Wang Dazhuang proudly said, they were originally afraid of me, but now that I'm normal, they're even more afraid of me. Wang Dazhuang scolded, Black sheep, if you dare to bump into my dad, kneel for an hour, or you'll kill and eat meat. Dazhuang muttered a few words in his mouth, and Black Sheep was so scared that he nodded repeatedly, not daring to disobey at all. The suppression of blood vessels is most effective for animals. Dad, let me treat your leg now. Dazhuang helped Wang Fugue back into the room. Dazhuang, can you really treat my leg? Wang Fugue is somewhat skeptical. Of course. Dazhuang confidently said, you forgot that I am studying medicine, I won't lie to you. The yin-yang heavenly eye opened, and Dazhuang discovered that Wang Fugue's meridians were severely damaged, requiring treatment with Tai Chi divine needle. But he doesn't have a silver needle now. When he lowered his head and saw the Tai Chi divine pot around his neck, he remembered the magical effect of spiritual liquid. Although it's a bit luxurious, this is my dad, everything is worth it. Thinking about it, Dazhuang massaged Wang Fugue's leg for a while, then mixed a drop of spiritual liquid with water and applied it to the wound. Although there is only 1 drop of spirit liquid, it needs to absorb the essence of moonlight for 3 days to condense, which is very precious. Feeling the icy coolness of the wound, Wang Fugue asked, Dazhuang, is this really okay? Don't worry, take a nap tonight and you'll be fine tomorrow morning. Dazhuang helped Wang Fugue onto the bed and turned his head to look at his mother. Mother Zhang Chunyi was hit in the head and fell into a coma. The doctor said she may become a vegetative. After watching, Dazhuang found a cure. My mother's injury is a bit serious. I'll find time to go to the mountain to collect some medicine, so that I can wake up my mother. What, can you still save your mother, really? Wang Fugue couldn't believe it. Although his wife is over 40 years old, she used to be a beautiful flower in the village. For 3 years, he has been taking care of his wife and never stops wanting her to wake up. Dad, just sleep with peace of mind. If I say I can wake you up, I can wake you up. You go to bed first, I'll go see Taoyuan. Wang Dazhuang comforted Wang Fugue and walked outside to Taoyuan. The reason why he needs a few days is because he doesn't have enough spiritual fluids, and healing his mother also requires spiritual fluids. He needs to accumulate some. The next day, Dazhuang woke up early to practice and sat down in front of the place where the sun rose. The Tai Chi divine pot could also absorb the power of the purple sun. Dazhuang, why did you wake up so early? Wang Fugui walked out of the room. Oh, my legs are really good. Wang Fugui felt a sense of joy and found that his legs were really getting better. At first, he thought Dazhuang was lying to him. Dad, I just said it's okay, I didn't lie to you, did I? Dazhuang felt happy from the bottom of his heart when he saw his father's legs had healed. I can't believe that I can have this day again. It's like heaven has eyes. Wang Fugui knelt down excitedly, bowing to the heavens one after another. Dazhuang didn't stop him, he had never seen his father so happy before. Kneeling early in the morning and unable to get up, wouldn't it be Zhang Chunyi's mother who died? A mischievous voice came over, and Zhang Erhu rushed in with his second dog and pussy. These two people are famous scoundrels in the village, idle all day long, following the Zhang Erhu brothers as their accomplices. They are also their thugs. Zhang Erhu, what are you doing here? You're not welcome here. Wang Dazhuang said with a fierce aura. I only beat up Zhang Erhu last night, he must have come to cause trouble. Fool, get out of here. We're here to find your dad. Zhang Erhu was very arrogant, pushing Wang Dazhuang away and strode towards Wang Fugui. What are you looking for me about? Wang Fugui knew he couldn't provoke Zhang Erhu and said politely. What did you say? Of course you asked me to repay the money. 100,000 yuan, take it out. Zhang Erhu reached out to Wang Fugui. 100,000. I just borrowed 50,000, how could it be 100,000? Wang Fugui looked incredulous. 50,000. That was the money from 3 months ago, and now 3 months have passed without interest. Stop talking nonsense, hurry up and repay the money. I'll give you as much as I say. Zhang Erhu looked arrogant and unreasonable. Wang Fugui knew he couldn't compete with Zhang Erhu and explained, didn't you mention installment repayment at the beginning? Let me repay so much at once, I can afford it. Why don't you wait until the end of the month to sell the peaches and these sheep, and then find relatives to make ends meet? Zhang Erhu sneered, it's none of my business if you don't have money. Don't tell me it's useless. If you don't have money, use your wife to offset the debt. Although your wife is unconscious, is she also a beauty? I can still make do with it. Haha. Zhang Erhu spoke humbly, and Erhu and Biaozi laughed. Bastard, dare to humiliate my mother. Are you seeking death? Wang Dazhuang stepped forward and threatened to take action. Fool, you still want to hit me, you're tired of life, right? Erhu, let them know your prowess. Zhang Erhu predicted that Dazhuang would take action and was already ready. Erhu and Biaozi took out 2 sticks and walked aggressively towards Wang Dazhuang. You idiot, today we'll give you a long memory. The two of them rushed towards Wang Dazhuang as they spoke. Stinky fool, today I'll see how you die. Zhang Erhu sneered in his heart and looked proud. But before they could be happy for a second, the two were kicked out by Dazhuang. Oh my! 2 screams rang out simultaneously, and a dog was thrown to eat shit, and the stick broke. This is still a matter of controlling the strength, otherwise they will be useless. Wang Dazhuang stood proudly and angrily said, I will repay your money by the end of this month. Get out of here immediately. You owe money and hit people, Wang Fugui, you are very capable. You can also repay the money at the end of the month, but we need to charge some interest today. Zhang Erhu's mind turned and his gaze fell on the black ram. He sneered, this kind of sheep is good, I'll take it today. Erhu and Biaozi saw the situation and quickly broke into the sheep pen, holding on to the black sheep and about to leave. Don't do it. Upon hearing that he was going to take away the sheep, Wang Fugui panicked and quickly tried to stop him. Dad, let them take it away. Dazhuang came up with a plan and said solemnly, you can take the sheep away, but you need to make a statement that you are not allowed to ask for any more bills this month. Also, after taking it away, this black sheep has nothing to do with us anymore. Chapter 4. Deserved Punishment. You are listening at novel-full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 5. Spring Peach Hearts and Mouth Pain. You are listening at novel-full.audio. The next day. Xiao Erhu was crushed by the black sheep's kick, so there is no way to save him. He just needs some treatment and can barely walk. Erhu, Wang Fugue's black sheep has caused you such harm. Big Brother will definitely seek justice for you. Right, right. I will definitely avenge my second brother. A few scoundrels followed and coaxed. Let's go find Wang Fugue. This time, I caught all the sheep in his pen and compensated my brother for his medical expenses. Zhang Dahu waved his hand and led a few people towards Wang Fugue's house in a grand manner. Zhang Erhu whispered, "Sister-in-law, please don't tell your younger siblings about me. Don't worry, it's not easy for my younger siblings to manage the singing hall in town. I won't cause any trouble for her. Come on, sister-in-law, push you downstairs to find that Wang Fugue to settle the accounts." Xiang Cao pushed the wheelchair and led Zhang Erhu into the elevator. Great hero. Dazhuang is feeding, and Chuntao comes with 2 steaming bowls of dumplings. Uncle Fugue, Dazhuang, the dumplings I sent you should be eaten while it's hot. Chuntao smiled and brought the dumplings to the room. Chuntao, how embarrassed. Wang Fugue looked embarrassed. It's not easy for Chuntao to be alone. She made dumplings and brought them back to them, but Wang Fugue felt embarrassed to accept it. Sister-in-law, you're too polite. Dazhuang smiled. Dazhuang usually works at my place a lot, isn't it just 2 bowls of dumplings? Auntie is unconscious, you 2 old men must not have eaten dumplings some day. Is that enough? It's not big enough to come home with me. There's still plenty at my sister-in-law's place, I'll ensure you have enough to eat. Chuntao cast a glance at Dazhuang. That's enough, I can't eat much. Dazhuang quickly said. He has all returned to normal, and when he thinks about last night's scene, he feels a bit awkward. Now, facing Chuntao, he feels a bit awkward. It's summer again, and Spring Peach is wearing thin clothes at home, which inevitably leads to inappropriate times. You idiot, why are you being polite to your sister-in-law? Chuntao covered her face and smiled. Wait, Dazhuang, are you okay? You have a keen eye. Chuntao was surprised. Wang Fugue smiled and said, his sister-in-law, Chuntao, is big and not foolish. She also cured my leg. Really, that's really great. Spring Peach gave a charming smile and grabbed her strong hand. Alright, it's good. My sister-in-law is also happy for you. Dazhuang used to study medicine and was able to cure Uncle Fugue's leg. It's really amazing. Dazhuang, your medical skills are so impressive. Show me your skills too. I've been feeling heartbroken lately. Chuntao covered her chest as she spoke. Dazhuang was about to refuse. What are you, Chuntao, taking care of us so much? You must show your sister-in-law. She's a woman at home, but she's sick. What if she faints? Wang Fugue gave the order, and Dazhuang had to follow suit. Wang Fugue, Wang Fugue. A loud shout rang out, and Zhang Dahu and his group walked in a grand manner. The 3 of them looked and found Zhang Erhu sitting in a wheelchair, with Vanilla pushing there. Vanilla was about to speak when she saw Dazhuang and was so scared that she swallowed her words. This fool. He didn't die. Vanilla's heart began to beat drums. Wang Fugue, your black sheep has injured my brother. What do you think should be done about this? Zhang Dahu said fiercely. Yes, what should I do? I must give my second brother an explanation today. A few scoundrels followed and quickly attracted a crowd of villagers to watch. The black sheep hit Zhang Erhu, how could that be? Wang Fugue is an honest person and doesn't know what to do at the moment. How could it be impossible? Your black sheep ran away and must compensate us for our medical expenses. Zhang Dahu scolded. I can't afford medical expenses. Wang Fugue looked puzzled. I don't have any money. Then let me take these few sheep and treat them as medical expenses. Zhang Dahu waved his hand, and those scoundrels were about to step forward. Wang Fugue suddenly panicked and quickly stepped forward to stop him, but was pushed away and accidentally fell to the ground. I see who dares. Wang Dazhuang stood up and blocked the sheep pen, blocking those rascals. A fool who also wants to block the way, make fun of him. Erhu saw that there were many of them, so he rolled up his sleeves and rushed forward. Bang, bang, bang. But as soon as they had a fight, they were beaten back by Dazhuang. One by one, like chicks, they were thrown heavily to the ground by the big and strong. This is still Dazhuang who doesn't want to cause any harm, otherwise they will be injured even more severely. Big brother, this fool's strength is too great, we are not opponents. A few people looked ashamed. Waste, you can't even beat a fool. Zhang Dahu scolded angrily, but he didn't expect Dazhuang to become so powerful. Zhang Erhu, don't forget that we have written evidence. We agreed that if you take the black sheep with you, then the black sheep will be yours, and it has nothing to do with us. Even if he kills you, it has nothing to do with us. Dazhuang revealed the textual evidence. Upon seeing the written evidence, Zhang Erhu was momentarily stunned. Zhang Dahu snatched it away and opened it to see that it was indeed written by Zhang Erhu. These two brothers are so unreasonable, they actually bully people and bully them all the way home. That's right, yesterday they forcibly took away the wealthy breeding sheep, and today they are causing trouble again. He was hit by his own sheep, it's so unreasonable to care about wealth and status. The villagers were chattering outside the door. Shut up. Zhang Erhu angrily said, what's up with you here? Zhang Erhu, you shameless person, do you want me to tell your wife in town about your scandal? Chuntao stood out with her waist crossed, trying to defend Dazhuang. Zhang Erhu is very afraid of his wife. If his wife finds out that he is looking for a young widow, she will definitely not be able to spare him. Wang Dazhuang turned his gaze to Xiangcao and exclaimed loudly, Xiangcao's sister.in.law, why don't we bring the village chief to evaluate and reason? When Xiangcao heard that he wanted to find the village chief, he immediately panicked, afraid that the ugly situation would be exposed. Who, I don't make sense of this matter. Let's forget it. Anyway, those few sheep are not worth much money. Xiangcao whispered, there are many people today. When there is a chance, I will look for an opportunity to deal with Wang Dazhuang. Zhang Dahu was looking for a way down the stairs when he took advantage of the situation and said, Wang Dazhuang, today is your lucky day. Our account will be settled later. The group left Wang Fugue's house in a state of embarrassment. Seeing them leave, the villagers also dispersed, and Wang Fugue breathed a sigh of relief. Dazhuang, it's thanks to you this time, otherwise we'll have to be bullied again. Dad, don't worry, with me around in the future, no one can bully us. Dazhuang patted his chest to ensure. Chuantao's eyes rolled and she said, Dazhuang, let Uncle Fugue eat these 2 bowls of dumplings. Uncle Fugue's leg injury is just right, he needs to eat something good. You come home with me, eat dumplings, and take a look at your sister.in.law's heart. Okay. Chuntao also helped this time, and Wang Dazhuang couldn't refuse, so he followed Chuntao to his home. At Chuantao's house, Chuntao made a big bowl of dumplings for Dazhuang and brought out a bottle of wine. Dazhuang, just drink the dumplings with wine, the more you drink, the more delicious it becomes. Let's celebrate your return to normalcy. Chuntao took the initiative to pour a cup for Dazhuang. Dazhuang didn't drink for a while, so he started drinking with Chuntao. Quickly, the dumplings were also eaten, and Chuantao's face turned red after drinking. Dazhuang, can you show me your chest? I've been in excruciating pain these days. Chuntao said and walked towards the inner room. Dazhuang stood up and walked towards the inner room. Sister-in-law, why is your heart hurting? Tell me. Dazhuang asked. It's just bloating and pain. Chuntao rubbed her chest. Sister-in-law, please lift up your clothes and I'll show you. What a trouble to get rid of, you're not an outsider either. Chuntao felt troublesome and pulled off her small vest in one go. The key is that Chuntao hasn't worn any underwear yet, and her figure is very full. This. Dazhuang was stunned at first glance, and Chuntao coughed twice before he realized it. Lian hurriedly said, Sister-in-law, it's not that you feel heartbroken, it's because your blood is blocked and you're holding it back. You're okay, give it a lot of massage and make sure you don't have any lumps. Massage, I know how to do it. Your massage technique is good, why don't you help me press it? Spring Peach leaned forward, for a moment like two ripe peaches. This is not good. Dazhuang felt a bit shy. Chapter 6. Mountain and Forest Hazards. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Dazhuang sure couldn't resist Chuntao, so he had to give her a massage. The sound of the spring peach is just a bit unbearable. After pressing, Dazhuang said, Sister-in-law, this situation is a bit bad. There are really some small lumps inside. What should I do then? Why don't you use some more force? I can handle it. Chuntao bit her lips, gesturing for Dazhuang to let go of her hands and feet. Dazhuang thought for a moment and said, this is not just massage, it requires medication. I'm going to the mountains tomorrow to pick medicine for my mother, and we happen to pick it together for you. As soon as she heard that she was going to the mountains and there were hardly anyone there, Chuantao's mind changed and she hurriedly said, then I'll go with you. The mountain road is not easy to walk, it's too dangerous. I can go alone. Dazhuang doesn't want Chuntao to take risks. It's okay, I often go to the mountains too. I found a lingji plant in the mountains before, and this time we happened to pick it together. It's safer to have you with me. Chuntao made up an excuse, but it's hard for Dazhuang to refuse. Okay, then you're ready. We'll go to the mountains tomorrow to pick herbs. Dazhuang turned around and was about to leave when suddenly he remembered something again. By the way, if you're okay, sister.in.law, remember to rub your chest more, it's good for you. After all, you've been alone for too long, you must have been holding it back uncomfortable, and no one has rubbed it for you. You can do it yourself. Chuntao lowered her head and said, how about you rub it for me every day? Dazhuang had kindly reminded, but he didn't expect Spring Peach to make such a request. He hurriedly said, let's take the medicine, take the medicine. Dazhuang turned around and left. Dazhuang, please slow down. Chuntao grabbed Dazhuang and said, Dazhuang, are today's dumplings delicious? Dazhuang was confused and replied, of course, the dumplings made by his sister.in.law are delicious. So you haven't heard a word. Chuntao cast a glance at Dazhuang. What words? Dazhuang said he didn't understand. This fool. Chuntao muttered to herself, reminding her, it's delicious but dumplings. What's the next sentence? Dazhuang was stunned for a few seconds and said, I didn't know that. After speaking, Dazhuang turned around and left. This big guy is really a fool. Chuantao's chest was restless with anger, and she pounded the bed hard, trembling all over. The next day, Dazhuang prepared a cloth bag to go up the mountain to pick herbs, shouted, Spring Peach, and the two of them walked up the mountain. But what Dazhuang didn't notice was that Erhu was behind the courtyard wall, saw them, and quickly ran back. Erhu, what you're saying is true. Did Dazhuang and that Spring Peach really go to the mountains? Zhang Erhu asked. It's absolutely true. Erhu said, you haven't seen each other yet. Spring Peach, that little rascal, even if you go to the mountains, you're not afraid of getting pricked even though you're still wearing so little. Don't worry about that for now. Vanilla instructed, Tiger, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The mountains are sparsely populated, you quietly follow and beat Dazhuang into a fool to avenge Erhu. Xiangcao's thought was very simple. If he beats Dazhuang into a fool, he will definitely forget about her and the village chief. Humph. Zhang Dahu suddenly stood up and said, Ergo, Tao Zi, Chang Zi, you three should take your weapons and follow me up the mountain. Big brother, I'll go too. I'll personally beat Wang Dazhuang into a fool again. Zhang Erhu found an iron rod and the five of them followed up the mountain. The mountain road was rugged, and soon Chuntao was panting heavily, sweating profusely from exhaustion. Because the clothes were worn thin and of poor quality, they were all pressed against the body. Chuantao's figure is already outstanding, especially in front of her, it is faintly visible. Dazhuang, my sister.in-law is tired and hot. How about we find a place to wash up? There are many small rivers here. Anyway, there's no one in the mountains and forests, and I'm not afraid of people peeking. Chuntao proposed to Dazhuang. Dazhuang said, this will waste time. If sister.in-law gets tired, I'll carry you on my back. Speaking, Dazhuang squatted down and gestured for Chuntao to climb up. Looking at Dazhuang's broad back, Chuntao thought for a moment, but finally climbed up and hugged Dazhuang's neck, pressing her body together. Dazhuang, sister.in-law is not heavy, is she? Spring Peach blushed and asked. Dazhuang said foolishly, there are 2 shock absorbers for my sister.in-law, soft and not heavy. Shock absorption. Chuntao couldn't figure it out for a moment. Upon reflection, her pretty face blushed and she forcefully pounded Dazhuang. You idiot, I really thought you didn't understand anything. Dazhuang chuckled and carried the spring peach on his back, walking towards the place where the herb was. Spring peaches are not heavy. Dazhuang gains the Qilin physique and has tremendous strength. Carrying a spring peach is like not carrying it. The mountain road is rugged, but at the feet of Dazhuang, it feels like walking on a flat ground. With the special perception ability of the Qilin, it quickly locked in the direction of the herb. Sister-in-law, hold on for a while and you'll be there. Dazhuang continued on his journey. Tired, sister.in-law will wipe you off. Chuntao kindly wiped Dazhuang's sweat. Rubbing and rubbing, Chuntao suddenly gave Yifeng a kiss. Sister-in-law, what are you doing? Dazhuang raised his hand and went to wipe it, it was damp and very comfortable. You carried your sister.in-law all the way, this is a reward. They are foreigners, but they often do this, even hugging each other when they meet. Chuntao said confidently. My sister.in-law knows quite a lot and also knows about foreigners' affairs. I don't usually watch too many foreign blockbusters, do I? Said Dazhuang. Chuntao buried her head and shyly said, I've only seen those island countries, I haven't seen those European and American, I can't bear it. Sister-in-law, Hollywood blockbusters are great, said Dazhuang. Chuntao realized she had said the wrong thing and quickly changed her tone. Yes, that's right. Hollywood is good, let's watch it together when we have time. Not good, someone is following us. Dazhuang's ears twitched and he heard distant movements. Since obtaining the inheritance, the wind and grass within 100 meters can be heard clearly by the big and powerful. Who is it? Is it Zhang Dahu and the others? Chuntao thought of them immediately. Dazhuang listened carefully and heard their conversation, saying, it's them. These guys are really haunted. What should we do? We're just 2 people, we're definitely not their opponents. Chuntao became worried. Zhang Dahu does all kinds of evil, who knows what he can do. Don't worry, sister.in-law. I have a way to get rid of them. Dazhuang deliberately slowed down the speed and let Zhang Dahu and the others follow. Dazhuang, what do you have in mind? They seem to be 5 people. Chuntao glanced back and vaguely saw 5 figures. Don't worry, sister. Law. I will definitely make them look good this time. After a series of twists and turns, Dazhuang found a wild honey nest through induction. Sister-in-law, touch this herb on your body, quickly. Dazhuang picked some leaves of very broad herbs. What is this? It tastes strange. What's the point of touching it? Chuntao didn't understand. Sister-in-law, just listen to me and touch it quickly, otherwise they will follow me. Yifeng picked up a handful of herbs and crushed them, touching them on his body. Spring Peach saw its momentum and imitated it. Quickly hide it, they're following up. Dazhuang pulled the Spring Peach and hugged her, hiding in a pile of wild grass. Oh, why are those fools and Spring Peaches missing? Where are they? The 2 dogs looked around and found that the 2 were nowhere to be found. Quick search, they must be nearby, Zhang said. They can't run away in such a short time. Dazhuang, what should we do? They will soon find us. Chuntao whispered. Don't worry, I have a solution. Dazhuang picked up a stone and threw it forcefully at the bee nest on the stone wall. Chapter 7. Worms climb onto the body. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Whoosh. A sound of breaking through the air sounded, and Zhang and the others followed the sound to look. Bang. With a muffled sound, a half-meter-sized honeycomb fell down. Buzz. Suddenly, countless bees flew out and attacked them. Sleeping trough, why did this honeycomb fall off? Zhang quickly waved the steel pipe. Brother Hu, don't worry about these anymore. Hurry up and run. The 2 dogs shouted and the 5 of them ran away, but the bees were relentlessly chasing after them. Chuntao, hiding in the grass, looked at Dazhuang in admiration and praised him. Dazhuang, you are really amazing. You even shot that honeycomb down with a stone. What's wrong with this? It's a small matter, who let them track us? Still holding a weapon, I couldn't seem to have a good heart at first glance. It happened that the honey was punishing them. Dazhuang slowly got up and walked towards the half-meter-sized honeycomb with a Spring Peach. Dazhuang, this honey is closest to us, why don't they chase us? Chuntao looked curious, she didn't think those bees couldn't find them. Dazhuang took out a piece of herb and said, you see, touching this herb on your body can prevent honey from chasing us. Alright, let's hide this honeycomb first and bring it with us when we go back. Dazhuang lifted the honeycomb and hid it in a grassy patch. Yes, I've never seen such a big honeycomb before. I can sell it for a lot of money if I get it back. Thinking about earning money, Chuntao smiled. After hiding, Dazhuang helped Chuntao with a stick and continued walking towards the place where the herbs were placed. Dazhuang has obtained the inheritance of Tai Chi medicine immortal and has a strong ability to perceive those herbs, which can be sensed from several miles away. Not long after the 2 of them left, the big tiger, who had begged the bees, returned to this place. 5 people were stung with fat heads and swollen faces, and they were in excruciating pain. What bad luck! How could I just hit that honeycomb and fall off? Xiangzi touched his face and it hurt as soon as he touched it. Let's not worry about that for now, hurry up and find that fool Dazhuang. This time we were stung by bees, we must take good care of them. And there's also the wave of Spring Peaches, this time I caught my brothers and had a great time. Erhu spoke and led the crowd to continue following. Upon hearing the name of Spring Peach, Erhu felt a wave of displeasure in his heart. Now that he has become a eunuch, he can only look at it. On the other side, Dazhuang finally found the herb. Sister-in-law, look. These 3 herbs can cure my mother's stubborn illness. As for the lump in your area, it can be cured with this 2-sided needle. Dazhuang quickly picked off the herbs and put them into a cloth bag. Dazhuang, you're so amazing. I know so much. I don't even know any of these grasses. Spring Peach looked at Dazhuang with admiration, not expecting the former fool to be so powerful now. Dazhuang said, "These three are the summer withered grass, Brahmin ginseng, and perilla. But getting it back won't work immediately. I need to use my special skills to use it." Chuntao smiled and said, "Anyway, it's amazing that you know so many herbs. You're even more powerful than the mountain people here. Alright, don't praise me anymore. Let's quickly find your Lingji mushroom." Dazhuang urged Spring Peach to lead the way. Upon hearing these words, Chuntao smiled awkwardly. She knew nothing about Lingji, but it was just an excuse for her to follow Yifeng. Seeing that no good excuse could be found, the Spring Peach had a sudden inspiration. "Oh my!" Chuntao let out a scream and quickly patted herself, saying, "Bug, a bug has crawled into my clothes." "Where? Where?" "Dazhuang is showing off and needs help, but I don't know where to start." Inside, help me catch it." Chuntao grabbed the collar of her vest and gestured for Dazhuang's hand to reach inside. "Please hold back." Dazhuang quickly reached out his hand. There are many poisonous insects in the mountains. If the insects are poisonous, it would be troublesome. Dazhuang didn't care about the differences between men and women, so he opened his hand and searched inside. "This fool, you really fell for it." Chuntao chuckled inwardly and said to herself, "But I have to say, these big and sturdy hands are really comfortable, not rough at all." Chuntao is not in a hurry, so let Dazhuang not be in a hurry and look slowly. Dazhuang swam back and forth in the soft land, but after much effort, he couldn't find it. "I even searched for the tip of the mountain, but still haven't found it." "Sister-in-law, why not? It's unlikely that she ran away." Dazhuang was puzzled and said. "Will it run into my pants?" "Oh, what should I do?" Chuntao grabbed Dazhuang's hand and said, "Help me find it quickly. I'm afraid of insects the most." Spring Peach blushed and grabbed her strong hand before pressing it down. Helpless, Dazhuang had no choice but to follow suit. If the Spring Peach is poisoned, it would really be a big trouble. After some exploration, she still couldn't find it, but Chuntao was enjoying herself and occasionally helped a little. Dazhuang even searched for the dense forest, but there were shadows of insects there. With a moment of thought, Dazhuang asked, "Sister-in-law, are you lying to me?" "I'm lying to you." Chuntao quickly adjusted her clothes and said, "Why am I lying to you? You think I want you to take advantage of me? What kind of person do you think your sister-in-law is?" Seeing Chuntao with a serious expression on her face, Dazhuang realized that he had wrongly blamed her and quickly apologized. Chuntao looked at Dazhuang's silly appearance, but she covered her mouth and chuckled. "Alright, sister-in-law, let's go pick Lingji instead." Dazhuang doesn't want to get entangled in this topic. However, it has to be said that Chuantao's figure is undeniable, soft and smooth. Lingji. Oh my. I just thought about insects and forgot where Lingji is. Chuntao hurriedly found a reason and evaded it. Dazhuang was a bit disappointed when he heard that he couldn't find the Ganoderma lucidum, but there was nothing he could do. "Okay, since that's the case, let's go back the same way and bring the honeycomb with us." Dazhuang turned around and was about to leave. "Oh my. It hurts so much." Chuntao accidentally sprained her foot again and sat on the ground. "Sister-in-law, are you okay?" Dazhuang and his wife rushed forward to check and found that their ankles were swollen. "Dazhuang, it's all because my sister-in-law is not good, it has implicated you." "That's what I said. Did my sister-in-law intentionally twist her foot?" "I'll help you rub it." Without hesitation, Dazhuang helped Chuntao rub her feet and quickly reset her. "I can't walk yet, let me carry you down the mountain." Dazhuang will bend over and carry the Spring Peach on his back. Whoosh! Suddenly, a piercing sound sounded, and a blue flower snake jumped out of the grass and bit onto the thigh root of the Spring Peach. Oh my! Chun Tao let out a scream and collapsed on the ground, with a venomous snake biting her thigh tightly. Chun Tao was frightened and lost in all her senses. Surprisingly, it's the seven-flower viper. Without much thought, Dazhuang grabbed the venomous snake and forcefully threw it onto a nearby tree, resulting in his death. It hurts me so much. Chun Tao quickly withdrew her pants, and the wound was clearly visible. Her white and tender thighs had already developed a redness and swelling. Dazhuang, what should I do? Am I going to die? I feel powerless all over. Chun Tao was very afraid in her heart. Every year, people in Taohua Village are bitten to death by poisonous snakes, and she didn't want to be one of them. Dazhuang looked at the wound and said, "You just got bitten by a venomous snake, you're okay. I can cure it, you won't die. How to treat it? There's nothing here. Only I can help you suck out this poison, but it hurts a lot. You need to endure it. But if you smoke, will you be poisoned? If that's the case, let my sister.in.law die. I don't want to see you die. Don't worry, I have studied medicine and won't die." Dazhuang dared not hesitate and opened his mouth to suck in. With this inhalation, Chun Tao suddenly felt a sense of powerlessness and lay weak on the ground. However, she did not shout, but bit her lips hard, enduring the pain and gazing affectionately at Dazhuang. Pooh! Dazhuang forcefully sprayed out his last bite of poisonous blood, squeezed a few times in the snow-white land, and briefly wiped it off. Where poisonous snakes are, there is an antidote. I'll find the antidote and apply it to you. Dazhuang searched around and found a 6-leaf herb. He bit it and applied it to the wound of the spring peach. The icy and cool feeling relieved a lot of pain, and Chun Tao's face quickly returned to normal. Dazhuang, you are so kind to your sister.in.law. Chun Tao gazed affectionately at Dazhuang and wrapped her arms around his neck. Zhuang'er, there's no one here. Why don't you kiss your sister.in.law and consider it as me thanking you? Facing each other, Dazhuang was momentarily attracted by the beauty of spring peaches. He is also a strong-willed man who has never touched a woman since breaking up with his girlfriend. Wang Dazhuang, Chun Tao, you two dog men and women are actually breaking shoes here. A sudden sound rang out, and Zhang Dahu and his 5 companions arrived. Chapter 8. Mountain and Forest Rescue. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As soon as Zhang Dahu arrived, Dazhuang quickly broke free from the spring peach. Chun Tao, however, did not panic and said solemnly, "Who said we broke our shoes? Dazhuang and I are truly in love, it's none of your business." Chun Tao, you actually have a crush on a fool. You're really quite reckless. Zhang Erhu angrily rebuked, but unexpectedly, Chun Tao would rather give it to Wang Dazhuang than to herself. Humph, even a fool is stronger than you. Who wouldn't know that you're Zhang San second? This thing has already spread. Chun Tao directly exposed Zhang Erhu's pain. Who is Zhang San second? Xiao Te is talking nonsense here, you haven't tried again. Zhang Erhu swam back and forth on Chun Tao, his gaze fixed on his legs. Because of the sudden incident, Chun Tao's clothes have not been put on yet. Seeing Zhang Erhu's narrowed gaze, Chun Tao quickly put on her clothes. Who said I was talking nonsense? That's what your wife said. If you can't do it, why does your wife go to work in town? Maybe she even raised a man. Chun Tao has a sharp tongue, and when it comes to fighting, she can't beat them. They are not good at arguing. You stinky bitch, dare to talk nonsense, I'll tear your mouth apart. Zhang Erhu was about to charge forward with a fierce momentum. Zhang Erhu, did you not get enough of the last fight? Wang Dazhuang is blocking the road. What are you still waiting for? Beat him into a fool again. With Zhang Dahu's command, 3 subordinates rushed forward. Ergo is holding a steel pipe, Xiangzi is holding an iron rod, and Taozi is holding a firewood knife. Fool Wang, today I'll let you know my prowess. Erhu looked arrogant and pointed a stick at Wang Dazhuang. Cut it. Wang Dazhuang sneered, I'm not afraid of 3 more of you, just the 3 of you lackeys. Big fists collided with each other, making a muffled sound. If he had never been a match for these 3 before, now that he has obtained the inheritance of medical immortality, they are not even a match for Wang Dazhuang. Brothers, deal with him. Xiangzi took the lead, waving the steel pipe and rushing forward. Suddenly, a sheep cry caught their attention. Everyone turned around to look and found a ram, all black and shiny, appearing behind them. Sheep. This is the breeding sheep of Wang Fugui's family. Zhang Erhu recognized it at a glance. Although this black sheep has grown much larger now, he still recognizes it as his enemy. Zhang Dahu said, don't worry about the animals for now, catch this fool first, and then deal with this black sheep. The black sheep wouldn't follow their ideas and charged towards them with a roar. Boom. The black sheep is much stronger than before, and under this gallop, the earth trembles along with it. Flash. Seeing that the black sheep was fierce, several people didn't care about attacking Dazhuang and quickly dodged. Bang. But his speed was still too slow, and the second dog was hit and flew out. It flew backwards for 4 or 5 meters and hit a tree heavily, making it difficult to stand up for a while. Kill this beast, come on. Zhang Erhu issued an order that he had long hated this sheep to the bone. Xiangzi and Taozi were originally afraid, but when they looked at the iron rod and firewood knife in their hands, they suddenly felt confident. Kill him, I'll reward you all 10,000 yuan. Zhang Dahu also wanted to avenge Erhu. Big brother, don't worry, second brother. Look at us brothers killing this black sheep and avenging second brother. The 2 of them held weapons and cautiously walked towards the black sheep. In their eyes, it's just a bigger black sheep, and it's impossible for them to be their opponent. Dazhuang saw the situation and made a few strange noises in his mouth, and the black sheep suddenly came to his senses. Black sheep suddenly turned around and looked up, charging towards the middle of the 2. Seeing that the black sheep was moving too fast, the 2 of them dodged and started chopping, but the black sheep rushed out and they didn't hit it. Sleeping trough, why are you rushing towards me? Zhang Erhu was so scared that he ran away, but it was still too late. Bang! With a muffled sound, Zhang Erhu was knocked into a tree. Bastard! Zhang Dahu let out a loud roar and bent down to build a steel pipe for Erhu. But as soon as he turned around, the black sheep had already approached him. A pair of angry eyes glared at Zhang Dahu, causing him to swallow a mouthful of saliva. Brother Yang, don't make a fuss. Bang! Zhang Dahu was about to apologize when he was knocked out. I flew 7 or 8 meters this time and fell heavily on a stone, unable to get up for a long time. Hurry up! Hurry up! Zhang Dahu struggled to lean against the tree and shouted with all his might. Xiangzi and Taozi rushed forward again, but without exception, they were also knocked out. In just a few minutes, Black Sheep solved these 5 people and stood there, looking at Wang Dazhuang with understanding. Wang Dazhuang stroked the sheep's head and whispered, "You've done well. Let's go back and continue to be a sheep breeder. Your 6 wives are waiting for you, behave well." The Black Sheep let out an excited cry and turned to run back to Peach Blossom Village. Dazhuang, help us. Zhang Dahu was so thrown that he couldn't move and begged for help from Dazhuang with a bitter smile. Yes, help us, we can lower the interest a bit. Zhang Erhu smiled. Now 5 people cannot move, they can only rely on Dazhuang for hope. Let me save you, dream. Dazhuang was too lazy to talk nonsense, so he picked up the spring peach and walked back. He doesn't believe Zhang Erhu's words, their words are like farting, never counted. Wang Dazhuang, Wang Dazhuang. A few people panicked when they saw Dazhuang about to leave and quickly shouted. But without looking back, Dazhuang disappeared from their sight carrying a spring peach on his back. A few people immediately became afraid. This deep mountain and old forest cannot move now. If they encounter other wild beasts again, it will be troublesome. Ow! Suddenly, a wild wolf's cry came, and the hearts of the 5 people tightened. Wolf, it's a wild wolf. What should I do? Zhang Dahu took out his phone and found that it had already been smashed. My phone can still be used. Erhu first recovered and took out an elderly phone. Hurry up and call your sister. In.law, hurry up. Erhu dared not hesitate and quickly dialed Xiangcao's phone number. Brother Shan, hurry up, in case the big tiger comes back. Xiangcao said intermittently. Others despise short time, how can you despise long time? Village chief Lu Jianshan remained calm and steadily controlled his speed. On the moon. Vanilla's phone rang, indicating that it belonged to Erhu. Dahu and his team must have finished, Brother Shan, hurry up. Xiangcao answered the phone as she spoke. What, you've been hit by a sheep and can't move anymore. Okay, you guys wait, I'll take someone to save you. The vanilla breathed a sigh of relief. Alright now, it seems they won't be able to come back for a while, Lu Jianshan smiled proudly, showing a satisfied expression. Look at how happy you are. You're really bad. Vanilla smiled shyly, not urging the village chief. On the other side. Dazhuang returned to Peach Blossom Village with Spring Peach on his back, and also placed the honeycomb at Spring Peach's house. Sister-in-law, your legs are just right, take a good rest. Put this honeycomb at your house for now, I'll go sell it in town when I have time. Dazhuang will leave after giving orders. Dazhuang, it's so late. Why don't you stay and sleep here today? Sister-in-law, I'll give you some food later. Chuntao grabbed her strong hand with a gentle expression on her face. Thank you, sister.in.law. I'm not hungry. I also need to go to Taoyuan to see if I can get some herbs. I'll treat your heartburn tomorrow. Dazhuang quickly found a reason, but ultimately left the Chuntao family. Chuntao looked reluctant and finally set her gaze on the cucumber in the basket. Arriving at Taoyuan, I saw my father worrying while looking at the peaches. Dazhuang has returned. Wang Fugue smoked a cigarette. Dad, it's so late, why are you still here? Dazhuang asked curiously. Ah. Wang Fugue sighed and said, in a few days, it will be the day to sell peaches, but these peaches are not growing well. Dazhuang looked at the peaches on the tree, they were small and had a sour taste, but their condition was indeed not good. Dad, weren't our peaches like this before? Dazhuang vaguely remembered that the peaches were big and sweet. Wang Fugue said, it's not your uncle. Last time I asked him to buy medicine from the city, and after getting it, it's just like this. I don't know if there's still any help. On the contrary, it's your uncle's peach, big and sweet. This time the acquirer has arrived, they will definitely choose their family first. After listening, Dazhuang understood that it must have been uncle who made things wrong. Uncle's family can't even see their good family. Dad, you go back and rest first. I'll leave this matter to you. Dazhuang bid farewell to his father, planted the herbs in the soil, mixed them with water and spirit mixture, and watered these few herbs. As long as it is irrigated with spiritual liquid medicine, these herbs can increase their huge medicinal effects and treat his mother's illness. This spiritual liquid is effective for medicinal herbs, and this peach tree should also work. Dazhuang thought about it, mixed it with spiritual liquid and watered the peach tree overnight. Chapter 9. Going to the town with my sister.in.law. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Dazhuang finished his work late at night and didn't go home. He simply slept in the shed in the peach orchard. The first ray of sunshine in the morning shone on the peach orchard, and Dazhuang stretched lazily and slowly sat up. The first thing I did was take a look at the jade bottle outside the shed and found that the spiritual liquid inside had increased significantly. The moon was very round last night, which should be the reason. Walking to the side of those herbs to check, I found that they have all changed a lot. These herbs may have been effective for hundreds of years now and should be able to heal my mother. Dazhuang watered it directly with spiritual liquid last night, and these herbs grow the fastest. On the other hand, those peach trees are slightly worse. After all, there is much less spiritual liquid inside. However, the condition has also improved significantly compared to before, and the peaches have grown a bit larger. The once slightly yellow leaves have also turned green. It seems like we need to water it a few more times, but there are still a few days left, there's still time. Dazhuang picked several herbs and quickly went home. He wanted to wake up his mother as soon as possible. Dazhuang, you did it all. Wang Fugue was worried about the peach tree and ran to the peach orchard early. When he saw that the leaves were all green, he breathed a sigh of relief in his heart. Dazhuang explained, I watered it last night, maybe this peach tree is running out of water. Wang Fugue nodded in satisfaction and said, this is almost the same quality as before. It should be able to sell at last year's price, but it's still far from 100,000 yuan. Sigh. It seems that I still sold the sheep. After speaking, Wang Fugue shook his head helplessly and walked back. Dad, it's okay. I'll make enough money then. Dazhuang comforted me a few words and then said, now I have the medicine to cure my mother. Let's wake up my mother first. Upon hearing that his wife could wake up, Wang Fugue suddenly came to his senses. The beautiful wife has been lying for so long, and now his legs have healed, he is already feeling uncomfortable. Walk away, if you wake up your mother, be the first to tell your sister this news. She worries all day in college. Wang Fugue pulled Dazhuang towards home. Oh, there's an extra black sheep in the sheep pen. Wang Fugue exclaimed in surprise. Dazhuang looked at it and saw that the black sheep had returned, but why did they come back late? After some questioning, it turned out that the black sheep had found a mother sheep in the mountains and forests, and had been working all night before returning. After swallowing the spiritual liquid, this guy's combat power skyrocketed, very powerful. Dazhuang whispered, this is the black sheep that ran at Zhang Erhu's house. It happened to be back now. He's Xiaohe. No, he can't do it, right? His head has grown all over, that's amazing. Wang Fugue couldn't believe it. Growing up is not better, so the big tigers won't know each other anymore. These 6 ewes will be even happier. Dazhuang gave a meaningful smile. It makes sense. Wang Fugue nodded slightly. Now the black sheep has great combat power, and these 6 ewes obviously cannot satisfy it anymore. Dazhuang said, Dad, this little black is so strong now. I think you can let it go out and work, and then you can earn a lot of money for sheep breeding. Wang Fugue's eyes lit up and he saw the black sheep nodding at him. This method is possible. Wang Fugue said, there are many sheep in the village. Xiaohe is so strong that he should be able to satisfy them. Man Xiaohe seemed to hear their conversation and let out excited cries. Subsequently, the 2 of them entered the room and opened their yin-yang heavenly eyes to examine their mother's injuries. Wang Fugue is wiping his wife's body, which is a daily routine. How about those herbs really waking up your mother? Wang Fugue was somewhat skeptical. He searched for many old Chinese medicine practitioners nearby, but they were all at a loss. Dazhuang pondered for a moment and said, the medicinal herbs are right, but Mom has been unconscious for too long. We need to use a silver needle to unblock the meridians. But there's no silver needle at home, and there's no silver needle in the village either. Wang Fugue looked troubled. Dazhuang thought for a moment and said, I'll go to the town and buy a pair of silver needles. I'll be back soon. Upon hearing that he was going to spend money in the town, Wang Fugue felt a bit embarrassed as his family didn't have much money left. But in order to treat his wife, he had no choice but to walk into the inner room and reluctantly took out the money. Dazhuang, you only have a few hundred yuan at home. Take them all, buy a silver needle, and then buy some supplements for your mother. Dazhuang felt a pang of heartache when he saw his father's troubled appearance. But for the sake of treating the illness, it can only be done now. Dad, don't worry, when I get rich, I will definitely let you live a good life. Dazhuang collected the money and walked outside. Play with the only small electric motorcycle at home and prepare to head to the town. Uncle Fugue, Dazhuang, are you at home? A gentle voice came, and Chuntao walked into the yard with a big bundle on her back. Chuntao specially dressed up today and put on the best dress at home. Her white and tender arms were exposed outside, and she even wore a pair of flesh-colored stockings, which looked very beautiful. Combined with that seductive smile, if Erhu saw it, he probably would have shed saliva. Dazhuang couldn't help but be momentarily stunned, especially when he saw the chest of Chuntao. Dazhuang, what are you looking at? Chuntao twisted her waist and walked over. No. I didn't see much. What I was trying to say is, why did my sister-in-law come over early today? Dazhuang scratched his head and said. Chuntao opened her bundle and said, you forgot we made a beehive yesterday. I want to go to the town to sell it, and we'll split the money equally. There are no roads or cars in this village, so I came to find you. Dazhuang looked at the honeycomb, it was so big that it could definitely sell for quite a bit of money. Then let's go, I happen to be going to town to buy a pair of silver needles. Without saying a word, Dazhuang tied up the beehive and rushed to the town with spring peaches. Slow down on the road. Wang Fugue escorted the two of them to the door. The two walked on a small path, which was the only way into the town. Because it rained a few days ago, the road was quite difficult to walk. Oh my! Dazhuang rode his electric motorcycle over a hurdle, and Chuntao hugged him tightly. Behind him, he softened and froze for a moment, feeling very comfortable. Sister-in-law, are you okay? Dazhuang said with concern. You can ride it if it's okay, sister-in-law can handle it. Chuntao smiled coquettishly, and the building became even tighter. The road was difficult to walk, and Dazhuang felt embarrassed to break free from the jade hands of the spring peach, which made Dazhuang unable to resist for a moment. A sprint made both the young and the strong stand up. Dazhuang, ahead is the small forest in our village. There are often people robbing roads from other villages, be careful. Chuntao said and hugged her forcefully, then rubbed back and forth without exerting any force. Squeak. Dazhuang couldn't hold back any longer and suddenly stopped the car. Hey, what's wrong with Dazhuang? There's a sparse population here, why did you park? Chuntao hugged Dazhuang and refused to let go. Sister-in-law, I can't hold it anymore. Go to the bathroom. Dazhuang parked the electric motorcycle in the forest and quickly got off the car to walk into the forest. Without thinking too much, I quickly asked Dazhuang to come out and breathe, ready to open the gate and release water. Suddenly, there was a sound of flowing water from behind. Dazhuang turned his head and was startled. Sister-in-law, what are you doing here? Chapter 10. Village Chief speaking of loyalty. You are listening at novelfull.audio. You idiot, sister-in-law also goes to the bathroom. After finishing the spring peach, he slowly stood up. Dazhuang awkwardly said, then don't stand next to me either, it's not good. You idiot, there's no one here. I'm not next to you, I'm not afraid. Hurry up and deal with you, sister-in-law won't peek. Chuntao cast a seductive glance at Dazhuang. Wow! The sound was loud, as if the faucet had turned on. The sound is too loud, and the livestock in the village cannot match it, right? Spring Peach suddenly felt a thump in her heart, and couldn't help but guess that it must be very big. After finishing the final blow, Dazhuang couldn't help but tremble. Fool, do you want it? Chuntao hugged Dazhuang from behind. Dazhuang was taken aback and suddenly stood up again, but he still managed to break free from the spring peach. Sister-in-law, let's go to the town to sell beehives first. Dazhuang turned around and straightened the spring peach. Because he was in a hurry, Dazhuang still hadn't finished and fell onto the spring peach skirt. Ah! Chuntao was so scared that she covered her mouth and looked at Dazhuang with an incredulous expression. Sorry, sister.in.law. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, I'll wipe it for you. Dazhuang quickly stood up and wiped Chuntao's skirt. My goodness, that guy scared me to death. Chuntao stroked her chest, feeling excited and turned to walk towards the electric motorcycle. Sister-in-law, I really didn't mean to. Don't be angry. Dazhuang tidied up his clothes and rushed to sit on the electric motorcycle. My sister.in.law won't be angry, she's not even happy yet. Chuntao hugged Dazhuang again and gestured for him to ride his bike. Along the bumpy road, Spring Peach tightly hugged Dazhuang and refused to let go for a moment. After a journey of more than 10 miles, Chuntao didn't feel uncomfortable at all, but rather enjoyed it very much, and her happiness was ruined in her heart. On the other side, Zhang Dahu and his companions were carried back to the village by the village chief. Because it was all mountain roads, it took a lot of effort to finally get back to the village. After sending the 2 dogs and 3 people home, the village chief also bought some supplements for Dahu. Village chief, you've worked hard this time. You've helped me so much. Zhang Dahu looked grateful. Brother Big Tiger, what are you saying? Whoever gives it to us, your business is mine. Village Chief Haodao. Dahu, the village chief has such a good relationship with us, it's just a small favor. Xiangcao brought a glass of water to Dazhuang. Big brother, it's all that fool's fault this time. We must not let him go. Zhang Erhu was furious and didn't expect to be attacked by black sheep again. The village chief thought for a moment and said, you all have injuries now, so let's rest assured and recuperate first. That fool will be left to me. The 2 brothers were immediately moved to tears upon hearing the sound. Village chief, you are really a brother. You are a true friend in times of need. Zhang Dahu wanted to get up, but he lay down in pain. It's okay, Tiger. You can't move these days. I'll take care of your house for you, and I'll take care of the household chores. I'll take care of you with Vanilla, who gives our relationship to who. The village chief comforted and patted the big tiger's shoulder. Village chief, you're just too much of a friend. Vanilla, you must thank the village chief well. Dahu is extremely excited. Oh, don't worry, I will take good care of the village chief. Vanilla took a sip of water and fed it to the big tiger. The village chief said, I've already found out what kind of beehive that fool and Chuntao went to sell in town. To be on the safe side, I found several scoundrels from nearby Mang village and had them ambush the 2 of them in the small forest. Beat that big guy into a fool again, for my big tiger and 2 tiger brothers, let out this bad breath. Zhang Erhu straightened up with force and said, we can't let go of that little widow. Don't worry, that slut, she must have a good time this time. The village chief gave a wicked smile and said, all right, I'm leaving. You 2 brothers, take good care of yourselves. Vanilla, quickly send me the village chief. Big Tiger quickly reminded. Hey. Xiangcao gave the village chief a glance and the 2 of them walked outside. As soon as he left the door, the village chief pulled the Vanilla into 3 other rooms. Oh, what are you doing, village chief? Big Tiger is listening over there. Vanilla said she couldn't do it, but her hand was already on the button. What are you afraid of? Anyway, the 2 of them can't move and won't notice. Besides, Dahu has already said that you should take good care of me. You can't disobey me. The village chief opened his big hand and rushed forward. Oh, village chief, you're too bad. Xiangcao sighed and lay down, half pushing and half shoving. Erhu and Erhu exchanged a glance, and Erhu said, "Brother, the village chief is really good friends. That's nature." Erhu said, "What's our relationship with the village chief?" "That's just a brother." Dazhuang parked the electric motorcycle at the entrance of a large pharmacy, and Chuntao got off the car. "Sister-in-law, this is it. They should have purchased the honeycomb, and there are also silver needles. You have a lot of knowledge, and my sister-in-law will listen to you. Let's go." Chuntao followed Dazhuang towards the inside. "Do you two need anything?" A thin man walked out, who was the manager of the pharmacy, Mr. Li. "Take a look at how much our honeycomb is worth." Dazhuang slammed the honeycomb onto the counter. Boss Li put on his glasses with a dignified expression and looked at them. With a calm face, he said, "This honeycomb is quite large, but its condition is a bit worse, 3,000. 3,000. Dazhuang and Chuntao were taken aback, not expecting such a low bid. Dazhuang immediately knew that he was deceiving himself. Chuntao became anxious and retorted, "What's not good condition? This is a wild honey nest, so big, how could it be of poor condition?" "What wild honey? I've been collecting medicinal herbs for so many years, can I still see that it's clearly domesticated?" Boss Li denied it all at once. "You're talking nonsense, both domestic and wild, we don't know yet." Spring Peach didn't expect this person to speak recklessly. "Cut." Boss Li sneered, "Of course you say it's wild, isn't it just for the sake of selling money? I thought you farmers were so simple, lying to sell money. You." Chuantao's chest was restless with anger, and she didn't expect this person to be so unreasonable. Dazhuang was too lazy to talk nonsense to him and raised his hand to take down the honeycomb. "We won't sell this honeycomb anymore, let's go sell it somewhere else." Boss Li pressed down and said, 4,000, no more points. "I said we won't sell anymore." Yi Feng opened Mr. Li's hand and was about to take things away. "What are you arguing about?" A woman's voice rang out, and a girl wearing a white long dress with excellent temperament walked out. The woman looks only 20.3 or 4 years old, dressed in slender clothes with fair skin and a very delicate and beautiful appearance, especially her long legs, long and straight, smooth like jade. However, her figure is also excellent, especially in front of her, it is very grand. Chuntao felt a bit ashamed when she saw this person. "Miss, how did you come out?" Boss Li immediately turned into a pug. "I've heard your conversation, we'll take care of this honeycomb. Can you give us a price?" The woman looked at Dazhuang. "But..." Boss Li wanted to say something more. "You shut up." Miss Chen scolded him and gestured for Dazhuang to speak. 8,000. Dazhuang said in one gulp. 8,000. Spring Peach was surprised in her heart. Isn't this too high? Will they accept it? Spring Peach's heart beat with a drum and quietly pulled her big and strong.